do, do, do. Let's get into this like a rat into a big box of cheese.
Oh, you've thought that through. That's a good one. I like that.
A rat up a drain pipe.
Now, you're mentioning
a rat
rats.
a rat up a junkie's trouser leg.
And that's always where they end up, isn't it? Jeez.
Oh, they always do.
This week, welcome back to Film Guffs. I didn't even say it. And this week's film is of unknown origin.
A hidden gem? I'd never heard of this film.
Never heard of it. Never.
No,
you mentioned it to me and I was like, never heard of it. I'm going to have to look into this.
This is part of my drive to do some research.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm trying to find obscure films, and this is a little obscure one. This was sponsored by the Canadian Rat Board.
Oh, right, that would explain a lot.
The Rat Defamation League. This is very anti-rat rhetoric in this film.
Or is it? I have a theory.
Do you think this is shown to apprentice rat catchers on their first day?
Oh, God. If that was shown and people knew this is what you get trained with for rat catching, there would be queues out the door of people wanting to do it. What an adventure.
This seems to be the kind of rat catching I could get involved in.
Well, there is a baseball bat with nails through it. That's very you.
The baseball bat, the homeowner's friend, as I like to call it. This is another butting of Peter Weller.
Yeah,
who's become a bit of a favourite of ours.
It certainly has. He's
building up. And then it's a George P. Cosmatos.
Unbelievable. And just last week...
I didn't know that.
Did you not know that? Oh, God.
No, I didn't realise.
When you told me about it, I went and looked for it. And then I went, God, look at that. We'd done his son's film last week, Mandy.
Yeah.
This is great.
I saw the trailer for it, and I thought, that looks brilliant. But I didn't do like too much of I didn't do a deep dive. I didn't go down the rabbit hole, the rat hole too deeply. It. No, I knew it was in Canada because it's got. Is it try to be New York, which is the home of the rat?
Yes.
But I knew it was Canada because it's got a number of actors who were in Cronenberg films.
Right.
Scanners.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the corporate boss, that's the villain one of the villains out of Scanners, and the rat, the super from next door.
Yeah.
That's the guy whose head explodes in Scanners.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, holy shit! So it is.
It is.
So it is.
Yeah.
Oh, well
and it's
spotted.
It's very much got that Cronenberg vibe. Can that slight coldness to it?
Yes. Everything's just a bit a coldness, a starkness, a human starkness. Yes.
Yeah, there's a stark quality to it, which I really liked.
Oh, nice.
It's a weird little number. It's like an hour and a half long. Very short.
Perfect. Oh, my God. Can not all films just go back to being an hour and a half long, please?
Isn't it good for an hour and a half?
Perfect. It's
I know
what it is.
2 hours. Yeah.
It's what people are forgetting is that some things have natural timing. For example, if you get a pop song, a 3-minute pop song is perfect. If you do a 6-minute pop song,
Bohemian Rhapsody,
too long.
Yeah, it is too long. I don't like Queen.
I don't like them anyway. But if a pop song goes on for 6 minutes, you actually naturally. Even if you like it, you lose interest at 3 to 3.5 minutes.
Well, I'm a big believer. Any film, there's some exceptional films that aren't the case, but the majority of films, to be 2 hours is going to be padding. That Wonder Woman shite. That
God, that
was over 2 hours long. Was it not 2.5 hours long?
It was almost 3 hours long. Terrible.
Can I watched a 7 recently, and that's a couple hours long, and that's just perfect. But that's a different beast.
Yes, I agree. But like even Lord of the Rings, you have to remember, even though you love them, I'm not a fan, but even though you love them, the books are packed. But when you watch the film, there's a lot of just looking at vistas and castles. There's a lot of padding in it.
There's a lot of padding, but it's scene building. It looks beautiful.
That's shit.
God, the Hobbit films are just terrible. There's a scene where
a perfect example.
A Hobbit goes for a shite and rearranges these toiletries at one scene.
Oh, exactly.
Nonsense. Because they've got big hairy arseholes, Hobbits. There's a lot of cleaning.
You imagine there's a lot of dags.
Worse than their feet. My
cat gets that problem, and I wouldn't want to do it for a Hobbit.
Dangleberries. Hobbits have terrible dangleberries.
You imagine they're meat eaters.
But it's so you've got this He's living in a lovely townhouse.
Now that house is gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
I think it's meant to be ominous, but it's not. It's beautiful.
But beautiful, and he's very proud in the fact, although he's a corporate shell, he's a corporate suit, he's hand finished that house.
Yes.
And you've got a situation where he's whistling. He's married to Shannon Tweed.
Oh my goodness, yeah. What a start.
Who seems to be a very sexual beast in this. And she's not averse to fucking him in the bed while the kids destroying the kitchen.
This is true. And she is topless for 90% of her scenes in this film.
Oh,
There's one bit where she just walks in and takes her tits out. What are you doing? It's like,
what are you doing? Please stop it. She actually played a bit of a love interest for Frasier in one of his episodes.
That's right, yeah, God.
She's she's a touch of the Tanya Roberts.
Yeah.
She's more fascistic. She's more of an Aryan vibe, though.
Oh my God, you have a way to describe the ladies. I'm sure she'd love to hear that.
She'd love to hear it. She's got a right strong chin, but you can tell. So he's under pressure, like our corporate people. So there's a bit of a mortgage on the house, and he's got to get that bonus, and he's got to get that promotion,
and this big job that they're after, this big deal. They've got to settle it.
Yeah. And he kind of there's a very Cronenberg thing. They're very disconnected. Him and his wife are obviously fucking.
Yeah.
The son's developing diabetes through all the sugary snacks he's eating. There's something a bit strange. And although he keeps saying to his son, "Hi champ, I love you," it doesn't come across. Peter Weller doesn't exude warmth.
He doesn't. But can I start at this point?
Bastard.
He is dead-eyed. Now, at this point, and I think it's partly because you can't really see his eyebrows, but that's just one side. But here's... This is where... Now, you know that I am a genius, and I like to get my theories in. So my theory at the start of this, before we even confront a killer rat with attitude in his workplace...
later on. That comes later on.
This is way later on. At the start of this, I went... This character he's playing is so unlikable. Why have they made an 80s corporate yuppie the star? And I put, this is before people realised yuppies were cunts. But hold on.
Yeah, everybody...
We're being lured in beautifully by the director. We are not meant to like him at the start.
No.
This guy's a prick. And we go, I don't like him. He's a prick.
Oh, saying that, though, he's always nice to the woman he buys his newspaper from. She likes him.
You know what he is? He's corporate efficient. And people like that, and he does his job, but he's lost...
He's good at his job.
Yes.
He's very good at his job.
But where's his soul?
Soulless.
This is what
he's got all the trinkets. He's got all the 80s trinkets. See, now he doesn't have a sports car. He's got the trophy wife. He's got the little bundle of fun child.
But he lives in New York, so he wouldn't have a car.
Oh, sorry. Well,
so there you go.
Toronto, New York.
Toronto, York.
Toronto, York. He's. Oh God. There was a bit where you saw Shannon Tweed's smooth legs. The camera lingered.
The camera lingers a lot.
It's a link.
I mean, you have to remember this film opens with a shower scene with her. There's just
very soapy, and she plays a negligible part in the film. She's next to nothing.
Barely in it. Although
it
does all make sense in the end. It makes actually perfect sense.
The audio in this is a bit weird. It's like it's been dubbed.
Yes, I think there's been ADR. I don't think it's maybe worked well when they've recorded it and they've had to go in the studio and do things again.
No, he's been destroying the house with a hammer and shit. I mean, it's maybe they've not picked up his audio.
Something's went wrong.
But he's got the debt, and the family are just he's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah.
So she's taking the kid with his hamster. So there had been a rodent in the house.
That's true.
And they're fucking off. It appears to go and stay with the in-laws and go to the tennis club.
Who are incredibly wealthy,
wear a kind of emerald green swimsuit at one stage.
I actually noted down this green swimsuit.
I thought you might.
My goodness, I'm not sure that might have just been paint. It was
basically.
It
was a mint yo-yo wrapper.
Exactly.
Slightly on the bits. No. That's
handsome
a funny
women,
outfit.
Handsome women.
It's a funny outfit to take your son swimming in. But then the poor bastards had to put up, while he's eating his cereal every morning, his mum and dad are doing like sports sex in the room next door.
He's glad to be away.
He's destroyed. But it's just this total 80s thing. The dad's like that. His name's Bart. They're just on the verge of poverty. He says if he doesn't get this promotion, they'll get to leave the house and they'll be begging for pennies on the streets.
Now, that's a very 80s thing.
Perilous,
now,
isn't it?
This was 83, and this was a few years before the peak of the yuppies. And this film actually approaches the negativity of working in this environment. The
soulless.
Yes. Yeah. It really does it beautifully,
it crushes you down. Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. So his house has got some funny art in it. There's a picture of a dressing gown on the wall.
Yes, I thought that was odd. Just at the front door as well. So you come in and...
funny.
You're met
That's
with
a very strange thing. So he goes away to his shift and something's watching him through the blinds.
Because
you start to get that rat vision.
Point of view cam.
Which are quite... Yeah, point of view of the rat. The rat works wonderful.
Now, the rat... Now, people listening to this, there's a rat that's the main sort of...
I assume
antagonist.
It's rats.
Rats. I'm not sure. I think it's a rat. I think this...
I know it's supposed to be one venomous rat, but I assume they've had a number of rats to capture the shots.
There'll be loads.
There's been your main rat, then there'll have had to be a stunt rat.
I think this is the best capture of a scary animal ever. Because you have to remember, in Jaws...
Do you think this is better than Jaws?
I think it's better. The film, no. The capture of the animal, yes.
This is Stephen King's favourite film.
Oh, no wonder.
You can understand.
Yeah.
The rat kind of, from the get-go, seems to hate his fucking guts.
Hates him. Now, you want to know why? The rat, I'm telling you, the rat was living there for years, because this was an old abandoned house.
In this lovely shambly mansion.
Yes.
And he's come in and polished the floor.
And
it's like, you fucking asshole, this is my gaff. Have you ever seen the film Mouse Hunt?
No.
It's like a comedy and it's the people... And they buy the house, and there's this little genius mouse.
Right.
It fucks with them, and it's very underrated. It's wonderful bits in it. Lee Evans, yeah. I don't like Lee Evans, but give the film a watch. It's very similar to this film.
Oh, God, right, okay.
It's essentially the comedy version, although in itself it's quite dark. But yeah, so he goes to the work. It's all corporate furniture. It's a corporate secretary. His secretary seems highly strung. His performance is just wonderful.
I totally agree. I thought
he's got this weirdness to him, and the thing I find weird about him is he's like an alien that's landed on Earth, but he's not zany. He doesn't behave in a zany weirdness.
No,
it's just an indescribable offness about the man.
Do you know what I put? We're actually on the same page again.
Yeah,
I put a detached intensity.
Yeah. It's like he's intense in a very low energy fashion.
Yeah, because he always just throws himself back and I don't care, but his eyes are like a killer. His eyes are like Robert Patrick in Terminator 2.
He has that Robert Patrick.
He's got that look, but his body's a slob. He just there's a looseness to this, but in his face there's this. It's a very good mix. He's an unusual.
It makes him. He's very watchable for a guy that does very little.
Well, with his face, that's for sure.
With his face, physically, he does a lot in this film later on. But then his wife, and apart from the son being a messy little bastard, his family's fine. And then he's got a nice secretary. And actually, his boss isn't too bad. He kind of quite likes him. He's quite understanding. He's giving him plenty of time. There's a couple guys you work with are arseholes, but then everybody works with arseholes. His life's not that bad. But he just seems to be, there's something incomplete about him.
Yes,
he has this indescribable ennui. He just doesn't know what's going on with him.
There's
an absence in him, and he knows it.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, we're on the same page. I think we're going to have the same conclusion at the end of this.
Yeah,
I've got a feeling.
I'd feel something was wrong with me.
No, I'm a genius. You're all right.
So while the cat's away, the mice will play. So the rat is making itself a kind of. He wakes up and he's hearing a noise.
Yeah,
and he picks up his wee Eiffel Tower.
An Eiffel Tower
thing.
Now that is what we've been talking about recently. Do not pick up a baseball bat if you're going after someone. Pick up a small novelty Eiffel Tower. And you'll never be convicted. He knows the law. He's sorted.
But this very much this 80s kind of the fear of home invasion. That was a big thing.
Yeah.
And how was the 80s? How was New York supposed to be at this time? There was actually a lot of problems in New York.
In the 80s, New York was,
yes,
I think,
so there was an infestation
bad.
of rats. There was rubbish in the streets in the 80s, wasn't there?
Yeah, it wasn't great. I don't think they cleaned up properly till the 90s, early 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the thing has fucked with his dishwasher, and it's flooded his kitchen.
And
I mean, it's actual sabotage. This rat.
When he comes into the kitchen and he sees all the water, this is something I noticed about the film. It's shot like a film. Now, is it a B movie? Kinda, but it's a Warner Brothers number, so it's it's a proper film. So there's some scenes in this that are shot like a film. It's punching above its weight. Put it that way.
Well, he's quite a good stylist. He's a kind of journeyman director. He's chugged out quite a lot of films.
Cobra.
I think he's maybe made 90% of the films ever made.
He's a busy guy.
So you see a close up of the rat's foot, and it's eerily human. They've filmed.
Isn't
the
that
rat
beautiful?
is always a bit greasy. Yeah, it's lovely, really lovely. You see every little follicle. Yeah. So he gets the neighbour who he's kind of got to pass it, but he's the super from the neighbouring building.
That's right, yeah.
And he's kind of got a friendship because I think Bart's not this Ivy League guy. Bart's a guy from the streets who's kind of worked hard and got himself into this position.
I agree.
So he's got he's got an easy way with ordinary guys. So the working guy he likes, the guy from next door, he gets him round. The guy's got a lovely tote box for his tools. Did you see that?
I thought you would like that. It was a good one.
I've made myself a number of them. I love them.
Oh, brilliant.
So he's kind of gives them a bit of kind of rat logic. This is a world where rats, everyone's terrified of rats.
And everyone has information on rats.
Everyone's a rat expert.
Yes, they all know about rats, and
he's impressed. He's impressed with you. Renovated this house from the bottom up. Yep, we need to get some traps. He says, "You ever seen a rat's teeth? A rat can eat through electric wiring. A rat can be happy anywhere,
and a rat can eat through lead.
Can eat through lead and concrete.
To be fair, I think I could get through a fair bit of lead."
If I needed to if there was a lead box and a pie in it, I think I could gnaw my way into it.
Yeah,
lead's quite soft.
You just keep at it.
Soft.
Although would it be like biting into tinfoil?
No.
Oh, maybe I
don't think it would be.
No,
it wouldn't be very good. You'd probably be dead by the time you get in the box with the lead poisoning. So we're back at the offices again, and there's a shit robot for no reason.
An inflatable robot for no reason. I didn't understand that.
It's never mentioned. What was it doing there?
Well, do you want to know something? I saw that and I realised there's so much meaning in this film. I went back and thought about it. And this is the technology. And technology's coming along, but it's also kind of shit.
Yes. Well,
and this is something we've talked about, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've talked
always
about
need new stuff. Yeah.
Only recently, technology's actually got quite amazing. And it's not because we're aged. It's things that actually work now. Before, things used to claim they worked, and they never did. And I think this is maybe a wee bit of a symbol of this in the 80s. Oh, we're modern, but it's kind of shite.
It's all shite. They were dreaming. They were dreamers in the 80s. Everything's possible.
Yeah.
But their ability hadn't caught up with their imagination.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you've got those Boston Dynamic fucking robots.
They're going to be the death of us.
Adam Savage has got one of them. I'm led to believe they're thousands, tens of thousands of pounds, those fuckers.
Oh, I could imagine.
I think they're about 70 grand.
Oh, Jesus.
And he's got one. And all he does is fucking put flashlights on it and chase it about his fucking... Jesus Christ.
3 flashlights. Bring her friend.
So do you think Kenny's got his wife, but she's a bit of a trophy wife?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's married. And this is a good sign of it as well.
That's pressure. She's in the swimming pool and he's in the office and he's looking. There's a kind of perilous view looking down out of his building. And he's uneasy.
Do you think that's all meant? His office is up high. And
yes, so his wife's in the swimming pool looking nice, and just having her as a wife is causing him stress.
Okay, here's the first part of my theory.
Because all these other colleagues are like, "Oh, I'd love to meet your wife." Is your wife
at
the party? He's like Rod Hull and Emu. Rod Hull used to show up to events and they says, "Where's Emu?"
Yeah.
The one that want to see Rod. The one want to see Emu.
They want to see the taffeta made bird. How sad. But this is where my theory starts.
Right.
Because do you notice that he's up in this job and he's fighting for position, and he doesn't. People are nice, but they don't really get on. He's kind of grating with everyone. They grate with him. But when he was in the basement talking to the guy, he got on with him.
He could relax.
That's it. So the distance between the elite at the top of the buildings and the people at the low, this is a start. You're actually, like you said, you're seeing his roots.
He's suffering from imposter syndrome.
That's it. Oh God, I am a genius. And you're catching up. So, you're doing well.
No. Well, I think it's so the house, the rat is in the house. It's in the fabric of the house. This has been there for a long time because it's gnawed tunnels.
Yes.
So although they're noticing it now, it's been there for years. It's
original
infested.
tenant. That's why it's mad. So you fucking cunt.
It's just hell bent. It's been putting up with him and putting up with him, and I just think what snapped in the rat? What did he do?
You know what happened?
What?
That picture of the dressing gown was new, and it saw it and went, fuck it, this is a step too far.
Fuck that.
Fucking step too far.
He'll put one of those Stephen Brown pictures of the Highland cows up, and the guy's like, fuck you.
That's what would happen to you. You'd lose your mind.
He gets a little rat trap. All the rat traps in this are beautifully like the comic book. It's like Tom and Jerry stuff. And he puts it down, but he puts cheese on it. And I shouted at the screen, "No, not cheese. You're supposed to use chocolate or peanut butter."
That's right. Something like that attracts them. You're an expert on killing rats, aren't you?
But he gets up and it's destroyed. It's destroyed.
It tears it apart.
Trap. It's torn it apart. There was a thing, a documentary I watched years ago, and there was a guy in Siberia. And he was out hunting in the snow, and he came across a dead deer that had been partially eaten.
Okay.
And this was by a Siberian tiger.
Oh Jesus!
Right? I'm about to see.
Jesus!
Quite like,
oh God.
Yeah, that was something. And he thought, "Oh God, I'll have that," and he took it home. And the tiger was fucking furious. So what it used to do was, he'd come back from his work and it had eaten his shoes. And it had eaten. There was a shovel he had, and it had chewed off the handle of the shovel. It was just raging with him.
Oh my goodness!
And he was telling people down at the pub, "This tiger's after me." They're like, "Oh, don't be silly, Igor. It's not good. You're just imagining it." Anyway, they went up to visit him one day, and it had eaten everything but his feet.
Oh.
So this rat's the same. It fucking hates him.
Jesus,
and
it's
got his smell on it. So it's not the trap it's attacking. It's attacking his scent.
It's attacking it. Yeah, definitely. I thought that as well. It was getting mad at him.
Well, 1 second. I'm no expert on rats. I don't think rats roar and scream like hyenas or lions.
This is a special rat, and it screams. In fact, it screams at some points in this film where I thought it was going to have a heart attack, but it does.
It's a super
scream.
rat.
Super
but there's none
rat.
of this. A lot of films, a kind of proper cheesy film would have had a rat being exposed to radiation or stuff.
Yeah.
This isn't. This is supposed to be just a very determined common rat.
Well, I think in
Rattus norvegicus.
The problem with the rats in the 80s,
James Herbert rats.
Yeah, like when you were saying all the food was in the streets, it attracted other kinds of rats, like water rats.
Yeah.
And when people saw them, they went, "There's fucking giant rats here." And if you've seen a water rat, you see a rat in Dundee, it's a rat. If you see a water rat down at the beach or something, you think you've just seen an otter. They're fucking huge. Bigger. Yeah.
I love it in the paper. Somebody will kill a rat and they'll say it's a super rat, but they're holding it closer to the camera. So it looks
every time. Every
single. Because I've got a photograph of me holding a big rat by the tail.
Yeah. And then, that annoys me because they've got one giant hand. It annoys me.
So he's gone and he's shown his neighbour, the super guy. He says, he says to kill a rat. Oh, does he go to the rat? There's a shop he just goes to that sells everything rat based.
Yes. There's like an Army Navy supply.
He says there's 5 ways you kill a rat: traps, poison, knock in the head, gas, or you shoot it. And then there's a tale that rats had survived the nuclear bomb.
Is that true?
He says this is quite scary. He says if you've got a rat in the house, you're spending 10% of your time thinking about that rat. That rat is spending 100% of its time thinking how to get the better of you. It's got nothing else to do. It's a rat. Isn't that a focus?
That is focus. And I'll tell you something else. I've been thinking about something.
Mm-hmm.
Now check this.
Uh-huh.
When you're a young man, people know that you get young man anger.
Can you remember that far back?
Oh, it's a long time. You get young man anger, and you know, and you've got to focus it. Now, what people don't realise is when you go through what's a midlife crisis, people will just go to you, oh, look at him, he's having a midlife crisis, what a state. But you need to be focused again. And I realised that we haven't bought the sports car or anything like that because we're focused on doing a podcast. I think every man in a midlife crisis should start a podcast. It'll save the world. Not every man. I've said that out loud. No. But you know what I'm saying?
As friends of mine, I wouldn't have listened to it.
Would it be frightening?
Oh, the smells. You'd smell it.
Oh, Jesus. I have no doubt.
Have a smell to them, a podcast smell. Like gherkins. Gherkin juice.
Yeah, I think now there's a lot of podcast studios in the world that have a very musky odour to them.
Just odours.
Not good, but that's my offer to the world today of improving it. I can fix everything.
I had a theory about this film.
Okay.
Is there actually a rat?
Okay.
Because
let's hear it.
He's taken back all his paperwork and it's all torn up and destroyed. Is it not him that's destroying it?
Now, there's 2 ways of looking at this, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, he's maybe got a rat.
There's maybe a rat, but
he's a rat. It's leaving a wee jobby. It's leaving a wee jobby in the living room or something like that.
Okay.
But the manifestation of this devil rat, is the devil rat.
It turns out I am a genius. Okay. So, here's what's happening. Mm-hmm. He is suffering from imposter syndrome. His family is away from him.
They're better than him. They're
too good for him. And it's actually showing that his family are separate from him now because he's got this yuppie literal rat race. He is in this world. He's chasing it. And by doing this, he's losing his family. He's losing his soul. He's losing who he is. Right?
Right.
And this rat represents the job and this big deal that he's got to get. Right? And it's affecting him. It's this because he's so focused on this deal. It's almost like it's attacking him back and taking his family from him. This rat is taking everything from him. So I believe that it only went after his the like you're saying, his paperwork. It never done anything else. And it tore it all up. He tore it up. He done this because he's finding a way to get his soul back.
Psychotic break. He's had a psychotic break.
Yeah, he's finding a way to get his soul back, to get his family back. This is what he's doing. And even in one scene, which you'll probably bring up later as well, but he picks up the book, Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Now, that was a bit on the nose.
You can't have revenge on an animal.
But you can have revenge on the loss of something. He is fighting back. He is fighting back. And this is what this film's about. This is years before yuppies were really realised worldwide they were cunts. And this film is saying
lifestyle.
This film's saying it. This is not good for you. This is not the way you should be living. And this is represented by the rat. The rat is Bart. It's him.
Oh, God.
Dear. This is a deep film.
He buys some better traps.
Now, these fucking traps...
These things would take down a brown bear.
Jesus,
they're enormous.
They're terrifying, aren't they?
He tests the effectiveness of one of them with his child's toy.
Which I thought was a bit off. So what?
Yeah, and he's like, watch and weep, you furry fucker. So he's like that, and it is watching.
It's watching.
And then he starts to do his research. He's a methodical man. And he's got a microfiche thing home.
Yeah, those pictures Oh,
He's watching children with their nose bitten off, and
these were
old
real
guys
pictures.
with lugs missing,
Yeah,
and just rat teeth, bloodied teeth.
oh God, that was
lovely little vermin, yeah. And it's just, and then there's a horrible bit where there's a rat eating its own young.
oh, that was
They're
horrendous.
cannibalistic.
Yeah, that was terrible.
And then you get back. Then you cut from the rats eating their own young to corporate America. People going about in crowds, and there's a very strange scene of him just walking, staring directly into the camera.
Yes,
and he comes right out of the camera.
To me, this is the break because he is looking into the camera. This has now become a different kind of film. This is a scene showing you there's something changed here. That's
he gets
lovely.
invited to a snazzy party.
Now this
and
party,
I'll be honest with you, I don't think he'll be invited again. they're all eating quail, and they're speaking about the pyramid grain deal. And he starts to spout rat facts at his dinner guest in a fashion. If I was sat at a table with that man, I would get up and I would go and lock myself in the toilet.
I disagree. I would just sit enthralled.
Would you?
I would be enthralled.
I would stop eating because there's a good chance he's put warfarin into the mashed tatties. He says if you get 2 rats within 2 years, you'll have 20 million rats.
Oh my!
And then
God.
I love it. He goes on about the Philippines, how they call it stringy chicken.
Stringy chicken. It's a good meal.
And then, and this is the thing. This is why he's out of place. Because he's a working class Joe who's done well for himself. His idea of luxury food is chocolate-covered bees or caviar.
Oh my!
That's what he thinks the wealthy eat. Chocolate-covered bees.
I wonder if they're nice.
I once ate a wasp that was in a packet of Wotsits.
How was it? I imagine
went to grammar school. I'm quite posh, quite sharp in the palate. They're venerated in India. And then we see the rat is now. It's in his house. It's in the air vents. It's in the pipes.
It's everywhere now.
When it's going down the pipe, there's a lovely lot. It's got a little wake of water in front of itself. I love that.
Now he goes and does this American thing. He goes to bed, and he goes and gets his pillows from a cupboard because his pillows aren't on the bed.
Yeah.
Now I've seen this happen. Odd. Yeah, I've seen this happen.
Because New York's infested with bed bugs.
Ah, right. So he goes in the cupboard, and when he pulls the pillows out, fucking rat's eating through them.
Oh, because it's had his smell on them.
Yeah, it's angry. Now, I disagree. I think he's a working class guy. You don't put pillows in a cupboard. He's chewed through them. He's ripped them apart. Fucking pillows. Expensive down pillows. He goes, what have I become? And he's ripped them apart.
He's woke up. He's content in the morning because he's had a dream. He's been eating a delicious large marshmallow. And when he wakes up in the morning, he's eating his pillows. So he's trying to find an exterminator. And all through this, I thought, is there going to be like a wacky exterminator shows up? Like Christopher Walken,
something.
Or Harvey Keitel, but that never happens.
Now, that's a good point because in this film, I discovered there's not a single trope, a single trope. Everyone in this is done in an original fashion. It's delivered well, and just when you think something's going to happen, it doesn't. You're like, this has actually been thought about. There's been real effort went into this film, the story and everything. Real thought. Yeah. Wonderful.
But there's a discussion that female rats are twice as vicious.
Oh.
Twice as vicious.
Twice as vicious.
But he goes and gets poison, and it says on it, dangerous to children. You think, oh dear.
Yeah, you think this looks bad. This is.
It's like Scarface. He starts dishing out that poison in mounds.
Yeah, and
it's like ice and sugar.
And I thought, is he wearing a mask or gloves? Nope, just get your hands in there.
No mask, no gloves. He's just in the kitchen next to where his son prepares his cereal. Yeah. He's just fucking throwing this stuff about.
Poison everywhere.
I thought to myself, he's so confident in his superiority to the rat, but I would never face an enemy while wearing pyjamas.
Oh, I've never thought of it like that.
Would
you be
you? I'd put my shoes on. You wouldn't have bare feet in pajamas when you're facing a foe. And he speaks to the superintendent next door again, and he's mental.
Yeah.
Because I think he's a NAM veteran, and he's going on about the rats. They'll just go through you. They go for the soft parts. They go for your eyes, and then eat through your brain. You're like, what?
He was talking like Joe Rogan at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, they cornered some people in the subway the other day. 6 people were bitten. And he says, have you been wearing your gloves? Gloves? Oh, no, I told you about gloves. And he tells him, it's your smell.
Now,
You've got to hide your smell.
You know something? I was in New York, and I was watching TV there. And in the morning, they'd found a coyote in Central Park, and they were trying to catch it. And some kids had been bitten on the subway by rats on the news. And you're like, that actually happens. Yeah, they're sitting there.
They must have been messing with the rat.
Jesus.
A rat's not just run along and jumped up and attacked you. You've cornered it. You've chased it.
They'll run along the seats and bite people.
Ken, how you often see a wee kid chasing a pigeon?
Yeah, yeah.
I always wish the pigeon would just turn around and peck out their face.
There's a lot of videos of
kids
being attacked by chickens and everything. It's really funny.
Because there's a lot of seagull attacks in Dundee. A lot of seagull attacks.
I've had it myself, yeah.
So he's tooled up, and he goes into his work because he's coming loose for reality.
That's
and he
right.
drops his suitcase, and it's like he's got jazz mags in it, but they're rat magazines.
Rat magazines and rubber gloves.
That's a very, very strange, but they're really thick gloves.
Oh, they're like if you're dealing with acid or something.
Acid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he fucking hell. And then he goes back to his house again, and it's eating all his food. Because what a rat will do, it fucking pisses all the time.
Yes,
so they
it leaves
just piss
trails.
all over your food. All these cookies and his flour. His little pantry's fucked.
And he just sits there.
And it's looking at him. And you can imagine it's going, fuck you, you corporate shell. I'm the daddy rat now. Can it looks at him? It's got him.
But he goes for a pee.
Oh God.
He picks up
oh my God.
I almost had I jumped properly.
Jesus Christ.
He lifted up the toilet seat and the big fucking rat. It screams.
And he's down in the basement and there's those rickety steps. Why do people never fix their fucking basement steps?
It'd be the first thing you've done. And
I've seen so many films. It's always somebody reaching through the gaps and grabbing your ankles.
I would fill them up right away. Because for the scary man in the basement, you've got to now go around the side and face me. It's as simple as that.
But down in the basement, he's got a model of his house.
Now that.
That's a nice,
I'm looking
nice touch.
It was nice, but I was looking for the meaning in that, and I didn't get it until the end.
Yeah,
yes,
you know what it was.
Yes,
yeah. So he's some of the rat acting's good. It's not the rat's as subtle an actor as Peter Weller.
It's beautifully shot.
It's a small movement.
And when the rat's running about, and you could see it's probably a puppet.
He lifts it's done and perfectly. He finds all the rat's babies. The babies. So it is a female. And he just puts them down the drain and the rat is fucking going mental.
He drops them down the drain accidentally. Because the rat attacks him at that point. And were they real? Did they just dump real babies?
No, they were real when they picked them up, but it was little like rubber things.
Oh, right, because I was like, I don't.
But have you ever seen people have reptiles? You can buy like a couple pinkies frozen and they defrost them and feed them their snakes and shit.
Yeah, you can send for them in the post.
So you breed rats and then before their eyes open, they must euthanize them. It's kind of horrible in a way.
It's horrible, yeah.
But he's back at his work and you kind of see his colleagues. I was thinking all the way through this, is somebody going to end up being killed? Is somebody going to get back to the house, trip on the stairs and die? He's got his 2 colleagues who are arse kissers.
Yeah.
And you think they deserved... Because an arse kisser loves the taste of arse. They won't stop. They're like a rat. They're insatiable. An arse kisser at your work will chew through concrete to kiss the boss's ass.
That's a good... And lead.
And lead.
That's true.
But he kind of goes to but he's still managing to do his work. And his boss is like that. You like to stir things up a little bit. I like it. I like the cut of your jib. So he's giving them time.
And do you know what that is? That's corporate America actually appreciating the working class. They're seeing that he's got a different approach because he's a working class guy.
One class guy, because the Ivy League guys are just the same old shit. But he brings something different to the table. But the boss thinks you're looking a bit tired. He's concerned for him.
Yeah.
But he thinks it's his wife. He thinks to himself, that good-looking wife of his is Shergan, the pool boy or something.
Exactly. Now,
but little does he know it's a rat.
At this point, this is when I realise, because Matos has taken this approach, where he said, corporate America, the people, even the top guys, they're generally okay. What's happened is they've been corrupted by this world. They've been corrupted by this corporate world. And I've never seen that done in a film. Because it's like they've done it in Wall Street. Yeah. Where, Charlie Sheen's essentially corrupted, but then comes back.
Wall Street, they try. The problem with Wall Street is the supposed bad guy in the film he was an anti-hero. Everybody liked him.
Everyone liked him.
People, all the yuppies watched Wall Street and thought, that's great, you should be like that.
Exactly.
It had the opposite effect.
That's right, but this film doesn't, because it actually shows you that the people are probably all right, family men, they're nice guys, but as soon as they walk into this office, the requirement of them, it's like how they experiment on people to find out why did the Nazis do these things, and if you get someone official just telling you to do something, people just do it. And this is what's happened. It's a slippery slope.
Like the 80s, everything was like that. Because you think, like your Gordon Ramsays and your Michelle White, what was his name? Marco Pierre White.
Yeah.
They all behaved in this ultra macho, shouty, screamy way. Yeah. And it's kind of productive. If you're working in a team, you've got to be nice to each other.
That's it. That's
somebody phoning me. I imagine it's my my mum. It'll be my dad because he obviously thinks the podcast's Monday.
That's right.
Tuesday. This is Wednesday. So to be fair, he's actually correct.
He's not done anything wrong. It's you that's wrong.
But his secretary loves him, and she's concerned for him.
Yeah.
And she goes round, and he's very proud. No machine has touched the floor. The floor's all hand. You don't hand polish a floor.
That would take a while.
You fucking get a sander to it. What are you talking about? What a load of nonsense. Ken, what a load of nonsense. But the rat's watching Bart.
Watching him all the time.
He's thinking to himself, I just thought to myself, I wonder if he's thought about getting a cat. And just then, a cat appears.
Out of nowhere.
So he takes it in. It's a bit of a soft cat because a normal house cat will not take on a big vicious buck rat.
No, it won't go near it. No way, no.
My dad used to work in a place, a bakehouse, and there was a big tabby cat, big bruiser that worked there, and it used to bring in seagulls it had caught.
Oh my God!
So it would have been able to take a rat. You know what I mean?
No problem.
But a big buck rat's enormous, and they're clever. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, they are very clever. Yeah.
He thinks to himself, "I'll feed this. I'll get on the cat's good side. I'll feed it 2-week-old oysters."
Yeah, I was like, the fuck? What are you doing?
So you've got your fucking chocolate-covered bees and your rotten oysters. What are you doing, Bart?
But that meant something. Because the oysters weren't eaten. He'd bought them because he's in this world, but he doesn't like oysters. He just wants a burger like a normal guy. This is everything in this film. I could watch this again and find even more meaning in it. Everything means something in this film. This is a rejection of this corporate bullshit.
He's starting to tool up and he's getting his rope and his head torch. And the camera pans around his living room. And he's got like all these wanky coffee table books. Now, he's not read them.
No.
He's not interested in them.
Doesn't
It's
care.
all for the show. It's all for the bullshit.
It's like
he starts... do you like the kind of A-Team style sequence where he starts like putting his shit together?
Putting all his stuff together. Yeah, I like that. Because I thought, this is going to be a bit tropey. But it wasn't because he didn't complete it. It's all half-arsed.
Is this where he gets the baseball bat?
I think, isn't that a bit later? But the baseball bat, and because all the rat traps are empty, these bear traps that he's got. So he takes them and joins them to the top of the baseball bat. It's like the most evil-looking thing you've ever seen. The rat just hates his pretension. The rat's basically, it's like when you get pretentious and you go back to your family and they go, "Who do you think you are?" Yes.
Okay, Keep your feet in the ground. That's what the
rat's
is.
his soul.
The rat is it's his soul. Yeah, it's his conscience. It's his soul. You're
because
right.
he done the house up, but he done it up this beautiful old house. Now here's the meaning in it. We both thought the exterior was beautiful,
Lovely.
but in the inside it was cold. It was stark. It was 80s corporate.
It had some lights. He had some light. He had some soft lighting.
But that wouldn't be a working class house.
No,
it wasn't a home. It wasn't for kids. And this is where they were saying it. There was this duality, a dichotomy, if you will, of these two things. And the rat is telling them, get back. Get back to who you are.
There's a lovely dream sequence where he's having a fever dream.
I shot it.
The rat jumps out of the cake and starts tormenting everybody.
Yeah.
And then, oh, God's sake.
I got such a fright.
Is that? By this stage, he's had a full-on nervous breakdown, and he started. I quite like the bit. He's using these fancy books as barricades. He's being protected by knowledge. He thinks he's superior intellect to the human being.
Yes, everything has meaning. Everything has meaning,
and it's inside his mattress.
It's in his mattress, running around,
and it steals his duvet.
Oh my God! It's on the bed, and at this point. Because
it's enormous.
He's watching it coming up and he goes to attack it and misses it and just shouts at it. It's almost like there's rules of engagement.
I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't have liked to do it, but I could kill a rat with my bare hands. If it was me or the rat, if it was mano et ratto, and I had to fight for my life, I would just get hold of it and break its neck.
Did I ever tell you about the time I went fishing with my dad and my uncle, and I caught my first sea trout? And my dad says, you caught it, you have to kill it, I showed you how to do it, you do it. And I wasn't bad at it, I just forgot. And he left me for a second and he come back and, oh God, he never let me forget this. I was strangling it.
And the thing is, a fish doesn't have a neck.
It doesn't. I was strangling it. He goes, Harry, come and look at this. He goes, keep going, son, you've almost got it. And I'm fucking trying to strangle this fish. I was only 10 or something.
God. Imagine if it got its hands around your neck, you'd have been in trouble.
He always said, I stayed close in case the fish started fighting back because you wouldn't have stood a chance.
If it had been an eel, it could have wrapped around your neck and suffocated you like a scarf.
It would have killed me. I'm not a killer, man. I'm not made for it.
Dragged you off to the water. I love the bit. He's so paranoid. He's stacked all the books on top of the shiter so it can't come through the bog.
That's it. And they do that.
I told you, when I was a kid, I had a bit of I watched a film called, I think it was called Ghoulies. And there's a scene where the thing comes up the toilet.
That's right.
I had a terror of things coming up the toilet.
Oh, goodness.
So I would kind of hover, and when I was sitting on the bog, I would always glance down in case something came up and bit my cock off.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I know how he feels.
I saw a documentary once, and it was about, do rats go through toilets and stuff like that? They built a fake toilet, they put the rats in, they goes, well, what we're going to do is and as the guy's saying, will they go up the pipe? One exited the toilet. They ran. They knew.
Because there's just a little bit of water.
They just tore up it instantly. No
problem.
Yeah.
There's just more of the kind of close-ups of the rat's eye. It's beautifully shot.
Lovely, yeah.
The cat is dead.
Oh, it's ripped apart, isn't it?
Now, did the cat step in one of the traps, or did the rat just tear it to bits?
The rat tore it to bits and then hung it up over the fridge.
On the fridge.
Oh, brilliant.
There's a great scene where the rat's going through the kitchen and the tail is being dragged along like a snake. The thing is, you look at a rat, they're actually cute.
Oh, they're beautiful.
People have a problem. It's a squirrel, man. The problem is the tail. A lot of people don't like this bald, slightly hairy tail. If a rat had a tail like a squirrel...
And big fluffy ears.
Big fluffy ears. But the thing is, you don't want a fluffy tail when you're living down a sewer.
That's true. Have you ever seen when people put little sort of fluffy ears on a snake? They look adorable. Yes. They look fucking adorable. So a snake goes from this evil, oh God, that looks dangerous, to and
is there a kind of primordial thing with rats though? Because rats often can the plague through rats.
Well, that's it. But I think
it wasn't the rat; it was the fleas on the rat, wasn't it?
The fleas. But I think a lot of people say, "Oh, rats are dirty." But that's just the way they live.
Yeah, they do. Rats and mice do piss all the time. They're incontinent, so they piddle everything.
That's right. But I think it's the tail. I think it's snakes.
They're creating like they create a smell map wherever they go. They can smell where they've been. They're incredible. A mouse can get under a door. If you can slip a 20p piece under a gap, a mouse can get
Crazy,
through.
isn't it? Absolutely
Mental.
crazy, yeah.
But you get that rat catcher's jaundice, kind of the real disease.
Yeah, go blind and everything.
Yeah, but there's a guy got it, a railway guy got it, because he'd put his sandwich down on a bench that a rat had pissed on.
Oh, Jesus.
And he got it's a horrible disease.
Yeah, not good,
and
not
then
good.
there's a great, he's sitting there. It's just, he goes past a toy shop. It's like you're thinking, it's like the get out of the absent father. You give your son. He realizes he's not really there for his children. He's wasted so much time. He's kind of got this 1,000-yard stare. The Peter Weller stares like a 5.5 million mile stare.
Yes.
It's a scary fucking thing. And he thought he had a rat exterminator to come round, and it destroyed the check.
Yeah, he destroyed the check. He destroyed it. This is what it is. And you know why he destroyed the check? Because he knows the only way back is him doing it.
It's him and
he can't pay a psychologist. He can't pay someone to do it for him. The only way back is him. Isn't this a wonderful fucking film?
Great. And he's watching The Old Man in the Sea with Spencer Tracy.
Yeah.
And that's the guy battling with the marlin. Yeah, great film, beautiful film. And it's in the bed again. And he's like this, you want a war? I'll give you a war.
Oh, this is it. He's
you a war.
He's made the decision at this point. Now,
this is total war.
It's me or the rat. It's that sort of thing. But this is what he's doing. He's fighting for his soul. He's fighting for his soul. This is a beautifully thought out film. Beautifully thought out.
And then the secretary, she's still worried about him. She comes round and she takes her jacket and her shoes off. And I think, oh God, she's going to die.
Yeah.
You know, the rat's going to trip her up.
And then you see her stepping just beside one of the traps. You go, oh, she's way to lose her toes.
But it's fine.
It's fine.
And he's like, it's fine. It's weird. It's always got this like, oh God, you're always on edge in this film. It makes you very edgy, but it never pulls the trigger on it doesn't go too far.
That's right. It doesn't pull the trigger, and it's for two reasons. One, it just doesn't go too far.
He starts doing like a Rambo style montage. He's like doing push-ups and that. See,
this is all the 80s tropes. This is what I was talking about. You think you're about to enter a trope, and you don't. You don't. He pulls the rug at the last second where you think, oh, she's going to go in the house, she's going to lose her toes, she's going to get killed by the rat. She doesn't. He's going to have this huge workout scene. It kind of doesn't. Everything just ends before it should, and it's clever.
He starts eating warrior food, which is beer and gherkins.
You know, that is your warrior food, and you've told me this many times, so I thought you would really enjoy that part.
And then he goes down the stairs, and it goes for him. Going for his Achilles tendon.
Oh God!
And then it comes up, and it almost gets through the door. He's slamming the door on its head, and it's like.
Now, obviously, this was a puppet at this point, and
you think
the moment I would see a puppet in this, you think bullshit. That was really well done. This was better than Jaws.
You see bits of it. You see a bit of tail and some fur. So they don't linger on it, which is good.
It's good.
And it's fucking shredded his bed. So a rat will have pissed and shat in his bed. He's like, oh God. He's looking a little bit worse for wear.
That's it. But the bed, why was the bed attacked?
Because it's all covered in jizz. It smells of Shannon Tweed.
It's soft. It's soft. It's a representation.
It's the trappings of comfort. Yes. Luxury.
Yeah.
Luxury. He's actually given up, and he just doesn't even recradle the phone. It turns off the power.
It cuts the
power. It's turned off the power in his house. And then he goes down. There's a lovely scene where he starts rummaging in the house. I don't know what he was looking for, but there's a miniature piano, but he doesn't pick it up. He puts his hand right in the rat trap.
Oh, Jesus, fuck.
That must sting a wee bit.
That was great.
Can the rat smell blood? Because he's bleeding.
No.
You know what I mean? He goes to the bathroom, he's washing it off.
I think something happened there that we'll have to think about. Oh. He didn't accidentally put his hand in the trap.
Oh, he did it on purpose.
He done it
it's
on
like Russian
purpose.
roulette.
He's trying to feel.
It's like he's trying to Flash Gordon when he puts his hand in
the
thing.
tension.
The scorpion.
Yeah. because it goes.
He was
he's
like
in the house.
Oh, he's torturing himself.
Oh, that's it. But because he's losing it. How do you find grounding when you feel you're losing it? There's two things could do it: pain or smells. If you smell a familiar smell, it can bring you back from your mind being all over the place.
Yeah.
Pain can do that as well. And he's in this model house. He puts his hand in it, and I'm sure he didn't accidentally do it. He puts his hand in it to feel pain, to get him back. He's fighting for his soul, man. He's fucking doing his best.
Oh God, I just had a vision of if you're bleeding from a little wound.
Yeah.
Imagine if, like, how would it feel to be eaten by, say, 1,000 mice? Would 1,000 mice, if they're hungry enough, would they just eat you if you're tied down?
I think
if you're incapacitated, I think they would.
I think there's stories about it.
Because if
on
you
the
died in the
battlefield
house, if you died in your house with your cat, after maybe half an hour, the cat would just start eating your corpse.
It's. Did I tell you about the time I had a neighbour, and right next door to my house, and a lovely old guy, an old drunk guy, and he had his dog, and he'd actually died, and the neighbours went right, and I hardly saw him, so I never noticed. And the door was open, and a young cop came up, and he opened the door. And the cop came running out and threw up right over the edge of the railings. And apparently the dog had been there for weeks before it had started. It was on the verge of death, and then it started eating him. And the smell was terrible.
Was it the soft parts? Had it been
I have no idea. I But
I heard of a guy that shot himself, and his collie dog licked the walls. So the walls and everything was clean up as far as the dog could reach. So it did lick all the blood and brains off the walls.
Because a lot of dogs are just
that'd smell good to a dog. About a brain.
But a dog, they don't always eat you. They think the dog actually they're at the point of delirium before they'll eat you, because a dog just will die with you.
It's like the island of Dr. Moreau. Ken, when he's dead and they string him up.
Yeah.
Because the dog still respects you even though you're dead. Whereas a cat doesn't like you the best of times.
That's right. Cat'll just eat you. That's fine.
My cat shot at me the other day, so I know for certain it would eat me. It would make a really shit job of eating me because he's no right. But he would have a stab at it. Probably my toes.
Your toes.
I'm thinking my toes. But time has no meaning in this film.
No,
there's no day or night. It kind of it trips about weirdly, and then we get this other thing, another dream. Hi, honey, we're home. And he immediately puts his face right in her fanny because that's his comfort place.
Now, I think there's meaning there as well.
And there's the kid making up, eating the rat poison.
Eating the poison by loads of it and mixing it and eating lots, and it's like, what the fuck's going on?
That's a mad dream.
So they go to have sex and she's lying on top of him, and the rat drops out and lands on her and
starts clawing her back.
Screaming. Fucking shit. My heart was, honestly, I'm getting too old for this shit.
I thought he was going to wake up and the rat was just French kissing him. I'm sucking him off.
The cat's fanny was in his face.
It's just grinding on his face as we pucker.
Oh,
dear. So he's so disconcerted by the dream. He just takes to a hammock.
He sleeps in a hammock. Now, my partner has a hammock.
Oh God.
In her living room, and she puts it up, and
is it a love swing?
It's not a love swing. It's a proper hammock with a frame and that, and she loves it. She's got a beautiful big settee. She's got a lovely bed and everything. Hammock all the time. She loves her hammock.
She's a strange person.
Oh, she's chaotic.
Very strange, chaotic. So, but then the secretary discovers, fuck, the thing's been put back by 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, you've got time. So she goes round. He's got, just leave us alone.
Leave us alone. Yeah.
Leave us alone.
Us
Him
alone.
And the rat.
It's not. There's no rat.
This is where he makes the weapon. And
that's right. Yeah, this is the point. I've wrote that here. Yeah.
He's got his leather jacket on. He makes his what a thing.
He's looking good.
And then his neighbour, the super, comes down and is approaching him, and I think, God, Bart's going to accidentally bash his head in, but he doesn't say anything. So now the superintendent is mental. and he sees true insanity, and not a word is exchanged.
And he just leaves.
He just
goes
backs
out
out
the way
the room.
home.
So now Bart's got like knee pads on.
He's ready.
He's like a knight. I called him Sir Lancerat.
Sir Lancerat. Well done. But at this point, did you notice something very special? A real subtle point. His glasses are 80s yuppie glasses.
Yeah.
They get darker and darker.
Oh.
The lenses on them get darker. His eyes get darker, but the lenses get darker. Now, I'm not too sure of the meaning, but I think there's something there. He's seen the world through a darker...
Well, you know how a lot of rats have like pink eyes, like almost like albino. They can't see the light. He's starting to be... He's becoming like a rat. He's scared of light. He doesn't like the light. He likes to stick to the shadows.
Darkness before the dawn. Everything's becoming darker. Dawn. Yeah.
Oh,
this is it. He goes rat hunting.
It's slightly large. The rat. It's the size of like a Jack Russell.
A Jack Russell. Yeah. I put that down. Jack Russell.
When there's a film they tried to make one of James Herbert's books.
That's right.
Like an American version.
Yeah.
But I think Scatman Crothers is in it, but they used dash hounds in rat costumes.
Oh, God.
I've never seen it. Have you ever seen the film Night of the Lepus, where it's giant rabbits?
That is a strange film.
They
actually kill tons of rabbits in it. That's why you'll never see it anymore. They just electrocute them.
No, they just shoot rabbits, yeah. They just electrocute. You're right. It's big. Now, his technique, he's not really a ninja. He just smashes the shit out of his own house.
Yeah.
And he smashes the pipes so the basement's flooding. The rat is actually in the house, his miniature house. So he smashes it.
Hold on, before we get to that.
Mm-hmm.
This is when I knew my theory was correct. Because he's just destroying the house.
Oh, he's just destroying it for the sake of it.
He's attacking the mortgage. He's attacking the lifestyle. He's attacking everything.
Oh, yeah,
because his family's not there. This is not a family home.
He doesn't really take a swing at the fucking rat.
That's right.
That's right. It jumps in his head.
Oh, God,
and it's
shit myself again.
It's Kimmy
screaming.
The play with scale because it's big rat. How big is it? And is it trying to chew through his brain, the soft parts?
It's going for it. But
then he takes a big swing and he spears it, and then he bashes its fucking head in.
But this is while it was hiding in his model house of his house.
Yeah. Well, he is the rat in his house.
That's it.
So he's killing himself. Yeah, he's killing himself.
He's killing what he's become. He's getting rid of what he become because he hates what he's become.
Smashes it to pieces. Smashes it to a pulp. And then, but the thing is, there's a bit where he's smashing everything up, and there's one vase left, and he just knocks it over and smashes it.
That's it, though. He missed one bit, and to get out of this, he couldn't leave one bit left intact. He has to either become the family man and the guy he is, or he stays in this corporate world. And that last
the end. He's happy. He's relieved.
Yes,
he's lanced the boil, and then his family rock up. Shannon Tweed comes in, and she's like that. Hey, what about the luggage? Oh, fuck the luggage.
Fuck the luggage.
And all you hear is her say, "Oh, what happened here?" And he says, "I had a party."
Now, this line, I thought that was a sort of 80s throwaway line to excuse the behaviour, but no, he didn't. He genuinely had a party. This is the celebration of him freeing himself from the corporate world, and his family came back instantly. He got his family back.
He think he's maybe going to get a new job. Maybe he's a furniture restorer.
He'll be something, and he goes, "We're leaving this house."
Some of his hands. Not making weapons, I would suggest.
No, they're not very good. He's going to go to the suburbs. They're going to get a nice little house. He's going to get a job where he's happy doing furniture. His kids are going to have friends. He's going to ride bikes. This is what it's all about. This corporate world brings you nothing. And he freed himself from it. This film is a fucking work of genius.
He's quite the filmmaker, this guy. The filmmaker.
Yeah.
How did this get greenlit? You have to wonder. It's a very peculiar film.
You want to know how it got greenlit? Here's another monster movie. They make loads of money. There you go. It turned up and they went, what the fuck is this?
What the fuck? This was based on a short story called The Visitor by Chauncey G. Parker III.
Oh, right, okay, never heard of that.
I'm in a mood. I might read that. I'm fancying reading it.
I'd read it.
Yeah, he's shown up with this beast, and they've thought, holy fuck. So they kind of packaged it as very much a kind of monster movie, a horror movie.
Absolutely.
And it's really not. It's not at all. Nobody dies in it.
Nobody. Yes, because this is a battle. This is his Moby Dick. This is his...
A lot of movies of similar nature, at least you know the secretary would have died.
Yes.
You know he would have killed the guy next door. His boss would have probably died. Without the two guys at his work he didn't like, they would have died. You'd have had maybe 6 people dead.
But they didn't do it. They
Not
made
once.
it.
It makes you think. It plays with your expectations. You think it's going to happen.
Tropes.
It never really. No tropes.
Oh,
no,
fucking wonderful. How
But
many
Peter
Guffs?
Weller, I'm going to give it a good 7.
I'm going to give it 8.5.
Oh, you loved this film.
Loved it.
You have
Clever.
some of Peter Weller's intensity.
Is that just
And
because I'm angry all the time?
Well, when he shows up at his work in the bomber jacket, he had a look at you about him.
Oh, I've got the same sort of features, don't I?
Yeah, dead-eyed,
I might
cheekbones.
shave my eyebrows, get that look.
To shave off your eyebrows. He made some really... Have you seen Naked Lunch?
Yes, yeah, that's fantastic.
A wonderful...
Yeah.
That's got loads of powdered drugs as well.
Although I don't think that has meaning in it, like this film does. I don't think The Naked Lunch does. I think it's just an experience where this has meaning.
It's kind of like I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
he's in Screamers, and then all kind of
that has no meaning.
no meaning, but it's a glorious B movie thing. I loved it, but then he kind of just disappeared. I think he maybe does some TV work now, doesn't he?
I saw him talking about doing RoboCop and how they came up with the movements of RoboCop. And you know how RoboCop is all shoulders?
Yes.
He based that on Dracula. You know how Dracula turned with a cape?
Yeah,
and it was the most famous turn.
Brilliant.
He says, I wanted to do a powerful turn. So when he turned, he lifts his arm up and turns in the same way as if he has a cape on. And that's what he does. It's absolutely
brilliant.
What he does. It's brilliant. He really puts thought into his acting.
I imagine he'd be quite a peculiar man in real life, is he?
I think he comes across as quite nice. I think he's quite a charming guy. Him and his wife are always very pleasant to people in that.
Must be getting on a bit.
Yes, his
time was the 80s and 90s. Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's good. But
never heard of this film before. Nope. Really enjoyed it. Didn't know much about it when I watched it. Yeah, I can imagine them remaking it now, and there'd be a body count, high body count. I love the work they've done with the rats going down the tunnels, and just that kind of
it was really well done.
Beautiful.
But if they did do it now, back then it was the corporate world. You had the enemy of this wrong lifestyle. What would it be now?
Oh, I know.
Do you know what I mean? It's like we don't have those.
It reminds me in a way. There's a film called Phase 4.
Right,
and
okay.
It's by Saul Bass. So Saul Bass was the guy that did all the opening sequences of Hitchcock films.
Right,
it's very stylish.
Very stylish, yeah.
Very cool. And he directed one film, and what a film! And it's Nigel Hawthorne, and it's ants become sentient.
Oh, right.
And it's extraordinary film. It's an extraordinary film.
That has meaning as well, though.
We should do it. It's got the woman that was married to Inspector Clouseau in it. Beautiful girl. It's lovely stuff. But it's got macro lenses, so you see extreme close-ups of the ants. And they've done similar in this.
I think this film is a diamond in the rough. I think it's incredibly underrated. Never heard of it. I think we should get people to try and watch this film, look for the meaning in it, look for the beauty in it. There's a lot more to this film than a big rat. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's a brilliant film. It's generally good. Well, anything with Peter Weller in, I just find, unexpected. Bonsai Buckaroo, or whatever he was called. Bonsai. But even in that, he did his own thing in it.
That's true. He done his own thing. I think
he's watchable.
I've got a new appreciation for him. Yep, really.
It's almost like he always knows. It's like he knows there's a secret, and he knows something you don't know.
Yes,
there's always like a closed-in
that's
thing.
good. Yeah,
You think, what is he thinking about? And he's inscrutable kind of character.
yeah,
and
you can't figure him out, and it creates a depth. It does.
You very much are him. I maybe think I have. I think I have something of the guy next door.
Oh, I've been down as the rat.
Super. Oh, the rat.
Because you have the same sort of vindictive, never let it go bitterness.
No, I'd never let
when you
go.
go after
and the
someone.
thing is, my eating habits are very similar to a rat.
You'd eat through a pillow.
Basically, I piss over everything. I've eaten through a pillow. The state of my underpants after 2 weeks there, it looks like they've been gnawed by a rat.
You are the rat 100%. You carry a grudge.
No. I carry a grudge to the end.
And you can eat through lead.
Hold a grudge.
Yes.
I look into that.
Yeah,
I think they do.
Chimpanzees and
chimpanzees do. Cats definitely do.
Polar bears will hunt you down.
They do. There's a study they've done in some American university, and it's not only does a crow hold a grudge, it passes on the grudge to its offspring.
Oh, crows are smart as fuck.
So they were having people wearing these masks and going out and fucking with the crows, and the crows hated the person in the mask, and then they would wear the mask to later generations. So the crows had been able to say to other crows, there's a guy with such and such here, and he's a cunt. Look out for him.
That's
incredible.
Isn't that extraordinary? Yeah, incredible.
I think we like to pretend we're superior to animals.
Yeah,
so it works in we like to think everything's stupid, and it works like that. If you think a cow is just an absolute idiot, it's easier to eat it. The minute you think that a cow has emotion or slightly more intelligence, it becomes more problematic. So like fish. Fish are treated like people will say, "Oh, don't eat meat, but eat fish."
Yes,
because fish are just basically a sea vegetable.
Yeah, that's the way people look at it. You're right. No,
Fish have extraordinarily complicated lives. They have relationships. You know what I mean?
But you can't judge a fish by its ability to ride a bicycle, right?
No,
that's it.
No.
So
let's just say when we meet a fish out of its environment, they're not at their best.
But if we go into its environment, we're in trouble. And they're going, look at these fucking tools.
Look at that absolute fanny. Look at that fanny.
Turning blue.
Fish make noises. They kind of speak to each other.
It's crazy. And then you have...
It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, this is the way we'll have to view things. Because when you look back at this film and you view the rat as just a rat, you fail. If he looks at it as a contemporary, then it's a different world.
There's a Stephen King adaptation. Is it not called Night Shift or something? And it's people in an old factory, and that is an out-and-out giant monstrous rat.
Right. Okay.
We should maybe give that a go.
Okay.
But I think people will really enjoy this. I'd be quite surprised. Some of the people that listen to the podcast are nerds, so I guarantee somebody will have heard of it.
Some.
But I think a few people, this is new to them. It's as new to them as it is to us.
Yeah, a wonderful find, and you've done well. Now, last week, you chose Mandy. This week, you chose this film. I'm going to say something. Mandy, of course, a far superior film. Unbelievable. Actually, in my top 5 films I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah.
This, you outdid yourself. Because this is just a magical hidden gem. You outdid yourself. I think it'll be hard to beat this. Wonderful.
I've got a wee list of films.
Great.
Some good ones.
Brilliant. Well,
anyway, people, wash your balls, because if you don't, it attracts rats. And as it says, it's the soft parts they go for.
And you'll have an emotional breakdown, biting your own balls away and blaming it on a fucking rat.
Cutting off your balls. No, they probably blame it on a hamster or a gerbil.
Oh, it's always the fucking gerbils, isn't it?
The robin in my garden stole my scrotum. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, again. Oh, God.
Again.
Go to the doctors with that. Ladies and gentlemen.
People, enjoy that film. Enjoy it.
It's wonderful.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.